Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Hari Om, friends. We saw in Ātma Bodha, we have been studying consciousness which is actually free from its identifications with the matter vehicles, mixtures. It gets identified with each kosha. So, panchakoshadi yogena tat tanmaya iva sthitaha tat tat upadimaya sthitaha iva sthitaha. So, we saw yesterday this identification with the body, with the prana, with the mind, with the intellect, etc. 4 koshas mainly. 5th kosha, of course, it is there, Anandamaya kosha. So, all the problems are born out of this identification. So, Shankaracharya gave an example, Neela Vastradi Yogena. Just as Spatika changes its colors because of its proximity with different colored clothes. Similarly, Atman, though there cannot be any change in the Atman because of association with the Upadhi, because the Upadhi association is only an appearance, it is not actually, Sanyoga is not really mixing, really contact, because they cannot be contacted. Atman is 1 degree of reality, subtlest. This is another degrees of reality, appearances. So these two cannot be combined, cannot be joined, cannot be associated. So that such association is defined as association between crystal and the color it reflects because of its proximity to any color, either colored cloth or colored flower. This we saw. Now continuing, so what is to be done now? So Anyonya Aviveka between Atma and Anatma, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Deha, Dehi, we have lost or we don't have the discrimination to exactly discriminate between these things. That this is Anatma, this is Atma. So Atma, Anatma Yoho Viveka. Between Sat and Mithya Vastu, Viveka. This is what is required. So, in the next verse, very beautiful verse, he says, Vapustushadibhik koshaihi yuktam yuktyaavaghatataha atmanamantaram shuddham vivichya tandulam yatha. Now, here, Vapuhu tushadibhihi koshaihi yuktam tandulam yatha. 16th verse. Now Shankaracharya gives an example to make us understand. Here, tandulam means what? Rice. Tandulam means rice. And tusha is cover. Tusha, husk. So what is paddy? Paddy is rice with husk is called as paddy. So rice plus husk is equal to paddy. Now what should we do? We have to separate that rice from the husk. So husk has to be carefully removed and to be thrown away. Example. First example we'll see. Now how it is done? Yuktya avaghatataha. Avaghatanam means pounding. So in olden days, the paddy is kept, it is pounded, and the husk is separated. Then the winnowing they do. Then all the husk is thrown away in the air, and the grains, because of more weight, falls down. Husk moves away. Now he says here very beautifully, after pounding, what is to be done? There are two things, heyam and upadeyam. So after pounding, what is meant by pounding? We'll see later. In the context of our spiritual inquiry, spiritual sadhana, what is pounding? We will see. Through pounding, I'm going slow, we will have to separate the husk from the rice. Afterwards, heyam, that which is to be thrown away, is called, the husk has to be thrown away, and upadeyam, what is to be retained, is rice particle. Okay. Now, where is tandulam here? Tandulam is inside. Husk is outside. So here, very important thing is that, tandulam is antaha, tushadibihi is outside, bahihi. Okay. Now, all the covers in our life. Husk means what? Asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. All varieties of transformations. And all these coverings which we have got, body, mind, intellect, so many weight covers. You cannot cook paddy and eat food. It is not tasty also. So now, all these coverings are to be slowly removed. Now, in this example, between husk and the rice, listen attentively. They both belong to same reality. In the case of Ātma and the coverings of Panchakoshas, they don't belong to same reality. Ātmane Shuddha Chaitanya Swarupaha, and all the koshas are mithya bhutam. They are not real, and they are only appearances. There cannot be real any sambandha or relationship between Ātma, because Ātma is nirlipta, untainted, cannot be tainted. So why this example is given? Here, pounding, I told you, pounding. See, when the pounding is not done properly, the rice may be broken. If you pound more, the rice is broken inside. The rice should not be broken and carefully to be taken out. In another Upanishad, munja grass example is given. Munja grass. Small stalk, thin one, slowly it's carefully to be removed and it is to be separated. Similarly, it says the Atman has to be separated, consciousness has to be de-identified from the Panchakoshas. And careful process, it is very, very subtle process it is. So therefore, here, pounding. Pounding means what? Vapustushadi, Vapuhu we will see later. Tushadibihi, Koshaihi, Yuktam. All these Panchakoshahi Yuktam, like various covers, it is there for the husk, etc. Yuktya, here Yuktya means what? Atma Vichar. How to pound? What is pounding here with respect to our sadhana? Atma Vichar. Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Punashravanam, Punamanana, Punaha, Nididhyasanam. So this continuous Atma Vichar, Bhagavan one verse says, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? A great master says, ruthless investigation. Gurudev says it has to be done so perfectly. We have to investigate it, who this I is. What is this mind? How it is trapping me? Ruthless investigation. So therefore, yuktya, through yukti, through proper logic, through understanding, yuktya atma avaghatataha, through atma viveka, this has to be separated. Atmanam antaram shuddham vivichyat. So this atma is there, which is antaram, adhishtanam. Antaram means what? Adhishtanam. Adhyastam is baihi. What is superimposed is outside. Whenever we say antaram, antaram means inside. Inside means what? Adhishtanam, substratum. It's the substratum on which everything is superimposed. So the adhishtanam is alone antaram. Antaram means inside. That self, which is innermost adhishtanam. And what is the real swarupa of it? Shuddham, pure. Shuddham vivichyat. It has to be separated. It should be discriminated. Through discrimination, this Atma Tattva has to be separated from the koshas. Vivichyat tandulam yatha. Just as tandulam, the rice is separated from its tushadibihi koshaihi yuktam. Like rice is separated from its husk, etc. This Atman has to be separated through Atma Viveka. So here the key word in this sloka is what? Vichara. Kastvam, koham, kuta ayataha, kame janani, kome tataha, iti paribhavaya, sarvamasaram, vishwan chektva, swapna vicharam. Now what does it mean actually, all these things? Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my nature? What is this janam? What is this birth? What is death? Where was I before I took the birth? Where will I be after I leave the body? All these things. When you continuously do this Atma Vichar, ruthless Vichar, who am I? And that which is not has to be rejected, renounced. Don't claim it as me. When this is done, the example is given, pounding and rice is separated. Similarly, through Atma Viveka, this inner Atman can be separated from the outer koshas. That means what? In the deep meditations, one day, the time will come wherein I will just know myself who I am, and I transport myself to another dimension of consciousness. Then I say, oh, this is me. What I have been thinking as something else is not me. This is me. And that is called Viveka. So, Tandulam example is given. So now, in another verse, in 17th verse, Shankaracharya gives same philosophy, is taking it beautifully ahead of us. What is that now? Sada sarvagatopyatma na sarvatravabhasate buddhave vavabhaseta swacheshu pratibimbavat. Now, Sada sarvagatopyatma na sarvatravabhasate. We saw yesterday in the last verse, What is the meaning of antaram? Antaram is not adhishtanam. Adhishtana swarupam. Adhishtana swarupam. And whatever is superimposed is bahihi, outside. What is adhyastam is bahihi. Antaram is Ātma adhishtanam. So, yat adhyastam tad bahihi iva, or yat adhishtanam tad antaha iva. Now here, same thing, Ātma, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Sada sarvagataha api Ātma. Even though this Atman, very carefully listen, Atman is everywhere. But there is abhivyakti of Atma. Abhivyakti meaning manifestation of that Atma. Everywhere Atman is present as Sat, as pure existence. But its abhivyakti as Chit, Chidabhasa, as consciousness. For this wall you take for example. Wall is existing. In the wall Atma is there or not, Atma is there. But there is no abhivyakti of it as Chetana, as sentiency, Chetana. Chetanatvam is absent in the wall. So Sat is present. Chetanatvam is absent. So even though Atman is all pervading, sarvatra na avabhasate, it is not manifesting, it is not shining, it is not expressing everywhere. So therefore we see there are, what is the Jada Padartha? Jada Padartha in Vedanta Shastra, Jadam is that, not that absence of Atma is always there in everything. And then what is Jadam? There is no sense of I-ness. That's called Jada Padartha. Where there is no sense of I-ness, meaning to sense of I-ness ke liye kya chahiye? What is required for sense of I-ness? That's what he says in the Śloka, he says. So that is absent. Buddhi is absent. So, Sada sarvagataha api Ātma, even though Atman is all pervading. Like Gurudev gives one example, always. He would give the example of Government of India. He says, even though the Government of India is pervading the length and breadth of the country, where is Government of India? Everything is under Government of India only. So you cannot say in this land, in this place, Government of India is absent. You cannot say, because Government of India is length and breadth of the country. But Gurudev says, if you have to contact Government of India, you have to meet Prime Minister or somebody, Minister, etc., you have to go to New Delhi. So the contact place is New Delhi, even though the Government of India is all pervading, meaning all over the country. Similarly, even though the Atman is all pervading, but it is not shining everywhere. The point of recognition, the point of realization is what? Buddhau eva avabhaseta. It is actually recognizing, it is expressing in Buddhi as Chaitanyam, as Chidabhasa. So therefore, what is the place where we have Buddhi Guhayam? Therefore, in the cave of Buddhi, this realization takes place. Which realization? This is the Atman. Where in my own Buddhi, Sukshmaya Sukshma Darshabihi. Sukshma Buddhi is required to know the Atman. Therefore, Sada, always Atman is present. Sada, Sarvakal, Avasteshu, it is present. Sarvagataha, Sarvavyapi. Even Akasha itself is Sarvavyapi. And Akashadapi Sukshmam. It is subtler than the space. Then how powerfully it must be pervading everything. It pervades the Akasha also. So, Sarvagataha api Ātma, na sarvatra avabhasate, buddhau eva abhabhaseta. Therefore, friends, what we need to do is, since it is shining, it is expressing, it is manifesting in Buddhi as Chaitanyam, as Chidabhasa. And that Chaitanyam alone scintillates gives the Chetanatvam to mind, and that alone again from that it trickles down to sense organs and the pranamaya sharira, then the body, then all these things become enlivened with the life, with the consciousness. They all start pulsating according to their dharma. So wonderful. If you just meditate on this, that how the consciousness is supplying its energy, its chetanatvam, sentiency, and because of that, everything is becoming active. So therefore, buddhau eva avabhaseta swacheshu pratibimbavat. Just as the reflection in a clean mirror. In the according to physics, your image is there, reflection is there on everywhere. And everywhere and every wall, there's a reflection of yours. But the reflection, even if I stand, because there's a light ray falling on it, therefore definitely there's some reflection is there. But then everywhere my reflection, I cannot see it clearly, except in mirror. So mirror is what? A polished material. So mirror has got the capacity to reflect my image as it is, a clean mirror. So in the clean mirror, I can see myself very, very clearly. Similarly, in the clean buddhi, clear buddhi, shuddha buddhi, antakarana, shuddha mind, shuddha buddhi. In same shuddha buddhi, the pratibimba of the first the consciousness reflecting in my buddhi, first I will notice it. There darshana takes place, as we say in the beginning of Ātma Bodha itself. So the shuddha jnanam, when all the ignorance is removed, so the Ātma jnanam removes the avidya, and thereafterwards, there is no medium will be left. So this akanda brahmakara vritti takes place for kshanakala, and that vritti also disappears, and then it leaves me alone as I pure self, pure consciousness, in a new dimension of consciousness. Then the real meaning of I is realized. So therefore, what is essential is, Shankaracharya is hinting us that antakarana shuddhi is a prerequisite to know, to realize the Atma. Therefore, sada sarvagata, so Atman is all pervading, that's okay. But where I can discover it, where I can experience, where I can know it, that it is there in your own heart, in your own buddhi, you should recognize it. There alone it is manifesting as aham, as I, the individual I. That is the expression of the supreme I, reflected in buddhi, expressing as I. Therefore, here Shankaracharya very clearly says that, my dear, buddhau eva bhaseta. Therefore, lot of emphasis has been given. So one thing I tell you, what is spiritual sadhana? Simple thing. Spiritual sadhana means one simple word, cleansing process. Cleaning process is called spiritual sadhana. What is to be cleaned? All the impurities. One story is there, friends. Great masters tell this. Maybe you must have heard, some of you must have heard this. There was a king. See, he announced a competition for the best artist, painter, the best painter. So what did he do? He called, and ultimately 2 people came. They said, we will do it. So the king has showed him a big hall, and divided vertically divided, a big parda along the hall, along the top to bottom, a big parda was kept. And the condition is, no painter should meet they should not meet each other, they should not see each other also, they should not talk to each other also, and the parda will never be removed. So on the one wall was given to one painter, other wall was given to other painter. They said, no, this entire wall is yours. Now draw a beautiful paint as big as you can, touching the ceiling and the floor. Your wish is such a huge hall is given. Whatever you want, the colors, etc., will be supplied by our people. So you will be looked after well. It's up to you. You draw. So one fellow started drawing. And such a beautiful painting he did. About 6 months' time. Other fellow, the great Mahatma told this story. Other fellow, what he was doing, he thought that why should I waste my time in painting? But let me do something. He started cleaning the wall, scrubbing the wall, making it smoother and smoother and smoother and smoother. 6 months he was doing only. So people would say, still you are only cleaning the wall. When will you start painting? When will you start painting? When will you start painting? He would laugh. He would smile and then continue to rub it, scrub it, whatever you call, completely smoothening the wall, giving it such a maximum shine to the wall. He was doing it seems. And after 6 months, when Parda was removed, king was surprised to see because both of them painted so beautifully. And this man did nothing. He just reflected the other painting here in the wall. So that Mahatma says, the Paramatma is already existing. Only our buddhi is impure, therefore we are unable to experience, reflect the glory of the Paramatma in us. So what is spiritual sadhana? Cleaning process. And one more thing, as we are cleaning through karma yoga, through upasana, and through right attitudes, love, kindness, sharing, all those divine qualities, like 16th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan enumerated so many divine qualities, asuric qualities also, divine qualities. So all those divine qualities now are imbibed in us. In 12th chapter and 13th chapter, values are there. All those things are imbibed. And then continuously purifying our mind and intellect, Shuddhikaranam, continuously doing it. And one day, already existing Paramatma suddenly reflects, and you will see that your entire avidya is gone. Akanda Brahmakara Vritti takes place. That will remove the entire avidya, Ātma Jnana takes place. Afterwards, the Vritti also disappears. Akanda Brahmakara Vritti also disappears. And what remains is pure self, that is you, unconditioned, all pervading, homogeneous, Satchidananda Swarupa, pure consciousness you are. तो spirituals are nothing, साफ सफाई सुबह से लेकर के साफ करते हो. Observe your thoughts, ideas, notions. What kind of thoughts you are getting? Jealousies, hatred, comparison, unhappiness over others' prosperity. Just observe. That will do. So therefore, very beautiful shloka it is that Sada Sarvagata Hapi Ātma Buddhau eva ubhaseta Svacheshu Pratibimbavat. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji gave us a hint here in this shloka that buddhi, purity of buddhi is unavoidable if we want to know the truth. Okay, next verse we will see 18th verse. Dehendriyamano buddhihi prakrutibhyo vilakshanam tadvrutti sakshinam vidyat atmanam rajavatsada. Dehendriyamano buddhi prakrutibhyo vilakshanam tadvrutti sakshinam vidyat atmanam rajavatsada. Here it says, now How to know this? Then recognize Atman is Nishkriyaha. In this Śloka, it says, Deha, Indriya, Manaha, Buddhi, Prakritibhyo, Vilakshanam. So, Atman is what? Completely different from the body, Indriya, sense organs, Manaha, mind, and intellect. All these things is called Prakriti. All this constitute Prakriti. In Sankhya, Prakriti and Purusha Viveka is there. In Sankhya, they say that Prakriti does everything. There is no role of Purusha. And Prakriti binds Purusha, and Purusha has to be released himself from the matter. So there are many Purushas are there. Prakriti is one. Prakriti can do everything on its own. Vedanta doesn't accept that. Prakriti cannot do on its own anything. That's what it says here. So, our body is there, sense organs are there, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, mind is there, intellect is there, all these things constitute. All these things have become 4 koshas have come. That is, Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira is included, or Annamaya, Pranamaya, Mano, Vijnanamaya koshas also included. These are all Prakriti. This is all Prakriti-bhyaha. From this, from the body, senses, sense organs, mind, intellect, etc., which constitute Prakriti, Atma is Vilakshanam, completely distinct from it. Is there any commonality? First of all, there is no question of comparison at all. Vilakshanam, completely, totally different from all this is Atma. Very beautiful. Tad vritti sakshinam, very important. The vritti means here functions, vyaparam. Vyaparam, various functions. Like what is the function? Every indriya, eye sees, ears hear, nose smells, mouth speaks, hands function, legs function. Each function is different. Now, this is called vritti vyaparaha. Vritti means here vyaparaha. Various functions of all these things. Tad vritti sakshinam. What is sakshi? Remember, the observer and the observed. Druk and drushya. What is drushya? All this is drushya only. So the Atman, the buddhi is drushya, mind is drushya, sense organs are drushya, body is drushya. Drushya means what? Perceived, observed, observable, observed things. This is not me. I can see my body, I can know my mind, I can know my buddhi, I can know my indriyas. And vritti sakshinam. And sakshi is not, what is meant by witness? Witness means what? He is not involved in any of its functions. Then you can say, okay, Atman is not doing anything. Atman is not involved in any of its functions. All the functions are taking place automatically by Prakriti. Prakriti is doing it. No, it's not possible. Prakriti to do alone without the presence of Atman. So Atman has to be there. It should be present. In the presence of that of Atman alone, all these things can function according to their own dharmas. Whatever their functions are, they are able to do their function only because of the presence of consciousness. But consciousness is, Atman is not doing anything, sir. Then why unnecessarily bring Atman? Atma is not doing anything, no doubt about it. It is nishkriya. It is actionless. But without its presence, nothing is possible. That example will come again. So here it says, Tad vritti sakshinam vidyat atmanam. What is to be? No, please, and vidyat. Know that Atma, Atmanam. Know that Atma as vritti sakshinam, as mere witness of all these functions. How? Rajavat Sada. So beautiful it is. Like a king. You know, king need not do any activity. King's presence is enough. Everybody will work. King is seated in his own throne, and all the servants and soldiers and the ministers and other officers under him, he will just see like towards a water glass and water will come to him. He will not go and take water also. He may इशारा दे सकते हैं आंखों से कैसे बस just he gives a sign language. Meaning he is not active. Question is, he doesn't act. Raja sits, in the presence of Raja, everything happens. Similarly, Atman is necessary. In the presence of Atma alone, all the functions can take place. According to their own svabhava, according to their own functions, according to their karmic implications, but they are all working in the presence of Atma. Now, this is what Drugdrushya Viveka. Therefore, in the meditation seat, I must practice as Sakshi Bhav. I am a witnessing. Without reacting emotionally to any thought, if you can just witness the thought, it's not easy. Because every thought in us brings or makes us roam around its associated memories. एक चीज को देख करके और दूसरा चीज याद आ जाता है, और एक दूसरी चीज होती है उसका याद आ जाती है. So if I see the thought as just a witness, exclusive practice is necessary for a couple of minutes. This practice, if you do, then you will experience that Naishkarmya Siddhi you will get. The big subject. Then all of us will realize that actually I am Nishkriya, all-pervading Atman. In my presence, the body, mind, intellect is working according to their own karma samskaras. I am not the doer. Pashyan, Shrunvan, Spushan, Jignan, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swashan, Pralapan, Usurjan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Nipi, Naiva Kinchit Karomiti, Yukto Manyeta Tattavita. I don't do anything while hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, walking, drinking, etc. In all functions, sleeping, nothing. I'm just witnessing. So this witnessing consciousness, like Rajavat Sada. So my presence is required. If I leave my physical body, or if I leave this body, then all the functions of this physical body will stop. Because the Chidabhasa moves out. So the body cannot be functioning. So the presence of Atman is necessary for the matter to work. But Atma is Nishkriya. Same thought alone, it will come. Next sloka also, that we will see tomorrow. I'm sorry today because of some technical glitch. I was sitting here from 11:25 only. But certain things happen beyond our imaginations or calculations. So sorry for the trouble. Tomorrow we will meet at 11:30, and tomorrow for this month is the last date. So 18 verses we have completed. 19th verse we will see tomorrow. Thank you all. Hari Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om. I'm not ending.